call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'm grateful to take a final call on this very important bill that, speaking to Clause 8, which is the consequential amendments after having seen this House vote down the bill as it got narrower and narrower to try and deliver the 26 weeks, which all of the health evidence, all of the economic evidence, all of the social evidence showed us was our benchmark for looking after families and workplaces, and most importantly babies in this country. And it's been a bit of a demoralising experience, I think, for many of us in this House to go through this process. And when there were the numbers in the House to get it, and the government stalled and threatened financial veto, and then we've lost the numbers. And even for the families in the absolute need, those with premature babies, those with children with disabilities, and those with multiple births, that this House and the government doesn't believe that it can find $6 million to be able to take care of those families. It just boggles my mind that we hear so much rhetoric from that side of the House about taking an investment approach, and yet they can't come up with $6 million, or to give them credit around the full costs of it. It would be $55 million over 7 years. That they can't come up with that to care for families in the most need in this country at the time in the life where we can make the most difference for babies and for the lifetime development of those children, as well as the stabilisation of those families. I just wonder what they mean when they say investment, because if that's not investment, then what on earth is? I really do wonder. And when we've seen child poverty is such an issue in this country, and I know I'll narrow it down. It is to the point of investment, which is around the narrowing of this bill, and how we've seen, just like by small investments like this, Australia has reduced child poverty by 30%, while this country it's reduced by 3%. I just can't understand what this government's concept of investment is, when we know that we can make a real difference, when 99.9%, I think it was, of submissions supported 26 weeks as the baseline, because that's what all of the evidence tells us is the baseline, not 16 weeks, it is 26. And it is a very disappointing day to stand in this House where this government is depriving our families and depriving babies of that base provision, leaving us lagging behind the rest of the world in support for families. When we think of ourselves as a developed country, as a country founded on principles of decency, well, that government is not demonstrating an understanding of investment. They're not demonstrating a sense of decency as they vote this down.
Members, we come to the vote on new Clause 8. First, we have Sue Moroney's amendment inserting new Clause 8 as set out on SOP number 472. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. So, party votes called for. I'll ask the clerk to conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
60 opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
32 in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
11 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
2 in favour.
ACT New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 60, the noes are 61. The amendment is not agreed to. Members, the time has come for me to report progress.
The House is resumed. Mr Chair.
Mr Speaker, the committee has considered the Parental Leave and Employment Protection 6 months paid leave amendment bill and reports it with amendment. Mr Speaker, I move that the report be adopted.
The question is that the report be adopted. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The bill is set down for third reading next sitting day. Call on members' order of the day number 2.